girl, I got it. But you got to have what you need, right?
That's right.
Um, I absolutely love the backdrop of where you guys are sitting because it is so the film. I'm sure that was on purpose, but it just reminds me of the beginning of the film, like going through all of the, kind of the timeline at the beginning. I don't just kind of a crazy
Right.
mess, and I loved it. So, my name is Val with Let's See with Val, and today I'm interviewing two amazing people from a movie that I didn't expect. So, just for the viewers, really quick, tell everybody who you are and about this film, really quick.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm William Means. I'm the writer director of our film called Junkie. Um, about the film, I guess the quickest version is that it's the odyssey of a meth addicted mother on the run from her rehab as she tries to redeem herself in the eyes of her queer son. It is very much ripped from my own personal experiences and I think history with addiction and growing up in the South, but it's pretty much the brainchild of if you morphed my story with my good pal Rocky here, who's our lead actress, and I'll let her take it from there.
Yeah,
Yes.
Rocky, you blew us away. So tell us a little bit about you and this character and diving into this.
Okay, so I'm Rocky Shay and I play Stevie. And kind of piggybacking off what Will said, I run away from rehab, but in my mind, I'm running away just to get to my son to make sure that he knows that I didn't choose drugs over him, and it was never because I didn't love him, because I have this horrible family who like just talks really, really bad about me to him. And then also I have some debts that I need to repay. So in my crazy addictive mind, I need to go and take care of that. And in doing that, I've run into just some crazy, the craziest like scenarios stuff, just horrible stuff that I go through just trying to get to my son. And just so yeah, it's just a story. And Stevie is like to me, she's a lovable character, but you can get aggravated or kind of disgusted with her a little bit. But I think she's also heartbreaking too. You kind of um realize like, addicts are addicts for a reason, not just because they woke up one morning and decided they wanted to be an addict or whatever. There's some mental and some abuse back there that happened that brought them to that point. So yeah.
What I liked about Stevie, and I kind of call this the Thanos experience, is that if you are, and I'm a little bit of a Marvel fan, and you know who Thanos is, you're not supposed to like Thanos.
Right.
Hmm.
There, there's something going on there that isn't such a good idea, and you're questioning it, but at the end of the day, he's likable, right? And Stevie, right off the bat, we get into the crazy right away. Like you showing up at your cousin's house, and I think we all have those relatives that we have these interactions with, is that we kind of know when they're lying to us. We have this back and forth. That fight scene in that house, what I was just like, when is this ending? It just kept going. You kept popping back up and, getting up and kept going and cousins. And I'm like, you guys have done this before. Like, that is the relationship between you and your cousin. Like, this isn't anything new, but it's something that most of us watching the show we would never be in that situation. And so it sets the tone of how this movie is going to be. This is going to be an adventure in relationships that make you feel uncomfortable, but also make you feel like you're not just watching this addict go through it, you're either involved in it or you are feeling like the addict. There are parts in the movie where I felt like I feel a little bit like Stevie right now. There's a lot going on that the intense emotions that are coming out that I feel like I'm a little bit like on edge right now. And I really want you to get where you need to go. And you need to get out of your cousin's house. But also, why isn't she calling the police on you? Because you are trying to take her phone and her money. It just set the tone for the whole film. We've all seen movies about drugs and about junkies and about people that have left rehab. And I think what I appreciated about this film is that it did not romanticize being a junkie or being in a family or a friend or in orbit of somebody that is going through this situation. So was that something that you guys decided to do and it was important for you to lead people to that, is not to romanticize it? Did you guys think about that putting this together?
Um,
Yeah, like
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
we
I'm happy to hear you make the Thanos comparison because like there's nothing I love more than an anti-hero a lot, but I think like first of all the goal was like the one thing I dislike about so many addiction movies is just how drama heavy they are, and it's often like it just feels like the whole story usually revolves around like what a burden they are and how it's tearing the family apart, and everyone feels like they're gunning for an Oscar in it of like, how many scenes can we have where we're crying throughout the movie? And I like kind of one of the main jumping off ideas was talking with Rocky about it. Like we both know from experience how addiction has ruined our lives, but then Rocky, like one of her best quotes was she was like, "But I'm not gonna lie though, like some of the like funnest memories I have are from when I was high as shit."
yeah.
And and we were like, "Yeah, like that's like people don't do drugs so that they can sit around and cry about how awful life is. They do them because they're fun." And we wanted to like I often think that one of the best ways to sort of get a message through to people is, if you can make them laugh or if you can entertain them. And so it was like, okay, what if we did an addiction movie, but that like was a thrill ride and was
Real.
like, yeah, made the addict almost like a superhero in that it's going to be about them trying to overcome like really ridiculous, insane obstacles in order to maybe hopefully do the right thing. But it's going to be a shit show to get there. And it's going to like, and we're going to try to have a lot of thrills in there for people. And then I think, yeah, Rocky can speak to injecting that into her performance because so much of it is like
Yeah.
personal for her.
Yeah, and that was the one thing too, whenever Will and I were discussing it, is I was like, we want it to be real, what really happens. Like you said, there's a lot of fun in addiction whenever, whenever you're at your highest or whatever, but then soon it just comes crashing down, and then that's just how it is. So we didn't want to romanticize it. We didn't want to just be like a Debbie Downer or whatever. We wanted it to have everything. So then you could understand Stevie and why she is like she is, and why she's doing what she's doing. So that was really, really important to me. I wanted it to be like very, very real, not just not your Hollywood typical, like Will said, just oh, she's just, done this, brought her family down. It's just sad the whole time. We wanted you to be able to like Stevie and understand her. So I think we did that really well.
I hope so.
I do. I think that the moments where I feel like Stevie and her son felt betrayed, I felt betrayed, which was really great. Like you guys said, you didn't see the family a lot that you were like so like harming that wanted you out of the way, but you knew they were there. They were on the phone and you did see them at the end. And so it wasn't a lot of how you're hurting them, but you knew they were always there in the background, kind of looming on when are they coming. And I think that I felt like Stevie was kind of holding on to that from what I felt like the whole time is, yes, I have this thing, but I know this is over here. How do I keep getting away from, this catching up to me? And so it just kind of kept this momentum for me the whole movie. I kind of have a stomach ache a little bit about it because, you're like, when are they going to get there? And in a sense, it's a little bit like that horror film feeling where you're going and you're going, but you're never going fast enough to get away.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the film, you're now off drugs for a day, and you go to this festival, this mud festival. Um, and now all of a sudden, the pacing of the film kind of slows down a little bit. And you kind of have this moment of clarity, this day with your son, this day and night with your son that is so great that it's just this great juxtaposition between the speed that's at the beginning of the film to now it's almost like Stevie has had this moment of I got to do what I needed to do. My son sees me, like they literally see each other and they see what they need to do for each other and what they need from each other. And then no matter what happened after that, good, bad, or whatever, you both felt like you got what you needed from each other. Am I reading this right? Because that's kind of how I felt like this kind of closure moment where everything kind of slows down and you had this beautiful mother-son moment in the middle of this mud festival.
I'm actually like so charmed to hear
Yeah,
you
me
say
too.
that because
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's working.
Yeah.
Yay, good. The thing we wanted to do is working. Um, yeah, I know for me in telling the story, it's like um just because like I both know what it is to have people wreck your life because they can't stop like doing substances or partying, and I know what it is to have fun doing those things. And I think like even with other addiction movies, like I just feel like it's such a nuanced experience, and like something like Requiem for a Dream, it's like I really love that movie, but I feel like it's the perfect example of like this is exactly what your parents told you drugs are growing up, where it's like that movie is just the story of people's lives falling apart, and it's the
Yeah.
worst case scenario of like you're gonna become an amputee, you're gonna be psychotic riding the subway alone at the end of the film, like, and there's not even that much like kind of context for why all those people are doing that. Like even the son seems to have such a good relationship with his mom in that movie, and yet they're both drug addicts. And
Right.
so like what you said with the family is it's like I'm a firm believer that, people don't just up and I know Rocky agrees with me on this. There's not a day you wake up and choose like I want to be an addict today.
Yeah.
It's usually that you're coping with something going on, and I didn't want to like spoon feed that to people, but I definitely wanted there to be at least enough of that information, like with Stevie's family in the background, like you said. But then um, I also always feel like the happy ending of what happens in those scenarios is people imagine it's something like, and then the person goes and they go to rehab and they get clean and then they never do drugs again, and then the whole family is reunited like in front of a lake at sunset,
Yeah.
like and we're all and everything's good to go from there. And in my experience, sometimes it's been like you feel like you're getting the happy ending just when someone sort of shares a moment where it feels like they are on the same plane with you and they maybe say I love you or I really screwed up and I'm sorry or something. And you almost wish your life movie would end there, but then the next days come where they screw up again and like
Yeah.
and the cycle keeps going. And I definitely wanted to try to get I'm not so yeah, like without giving away the ending of the film, it was like I
Yeah,
knew that
we don't want to spoil it
I
for other
I
people.
knew that I knew there couldn't just be like a very simple happy ending because that's not the reality I believe in.
Yeah.
But so we wanted to get at something a bit more complex than that. But yeah, I think
Yeah, just to show that there's always hope at the end of the tunnel. Like, just don't lose faith, don't lose hope. And that was one of the messages that I wanted to come across is, obviously addicts become addicts for a reason, like family trauma, whatever, something has happened. But just don't give up on them. No matter how hard they've fallen, there's always rock bottom, and then you bring yourself up from that. So that's where the hope is. So that was my main thing, just because you don't want to give up on Stevie. You just to me, it's like you feel you're rooting for her. You're wanting her to get to her son and let all the bad juju and whatever with the family and stuff like that go away or whatever. And of course, that don't always happen. More than likely doesn't happen. But yeah, so I think that's why I like Stevie, because she gives you, I don't know, a little hope that there's something good that can come out of it.
hmm.
I agree. You mentioned Requiem for a Dream, and I think one of the things that people love so much about that film is the coloring and kind of that rock glam costuming. And that's kind of what I was talking about of like making it sexy, right? And so most of the films that I've seen about this, like that, I mean, it's a great film. People love it, but it does kind of make it sexy and it's unrealistic relationships. It's kind of like, again, just unreal. But what I loved about this is that you don't have any like fancy lighting. This is everyday lighting. These clothes are everyday clothes. These are tank tops. I want to believe, Rocky, that you picked up off your floor in the morning and just came to set. Like I'm hoping that these clothes were just the clothes on the floor of your room that you brought to set that day. Like
Oh, I can tell you right now that she in her chosen life would never be caught dead in short shorts, and she hated me for it.
That, and especially
well,
running in short shorts,
I'm
never,
gonna
ever.
I'm gonna live vicariously through my thoughts, but no, like it felt very real. It was not this glamour. You don't have you're an addict and you don't just have this closet full of glamorous clothes somewhere where you look
Right,
like, you know, the you're on the cover of a rock album. And
Right.
when there are darker moments in the film where there's something happening that's, you know, not the greatest thing that could be happening, it's the regular lighting of what it would be at a party or in a house or outside. It's everyday things that are happening. And I think that's what makes you feel more a part of the film instead of just watching the film, which I really loved. And Rocky, talking about how you wanted people to love your character, I think sometimes when we think of addicts, we just think of the stereotype of like horrible people trying to do horrible things. And what I really appreciated about your character is that she seemed to have a lot of trust in people. She
yeah.
really wanted to believe that people were nice because she would go back and trust that somebody actually had this bra. What do you mean you don't have my bra? Like,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
this person that was harmful to her. What? I should just hand you this bag of drugs? I wanted you to give them one thing out of the bag. I don't understand why. I was like yelling at the screen. Why are you giving them the whole bag? But like it was this, you wanted to believe that people were good, even though all of these bad things had happened to you and you had done some horrible things to other people. Deep down inside of this character, I felt like you had a lot of trust for people, which again kind of goes past that, the idea of what, you know, a drug addict is, because most of us are living next to a drug addict down the street
Right.
in our white picket fence neighborhood or in our office, or it's not what you think that it is all the time. So, um, how was it to bring something like that to this character? I know you keep saying you're pulling from yourself, but to create someone that kind of doesn't fit within the mold, but does at the same time is very tricky. It's a very tricky thing to do.
Well, and like I said, I wanted it to be real because it is very real. I think everybody, addict or not addict, wants to truly believe that there's good in everyone. And then whenever you're at the height of addiction, you're still trying to believe that these other addicts believe like you do, that there's something good there and that they're trustworthy, and then they won't do you wrong. They won't take the whole bag. They'll just give you the money what you're owed, and then you'll be gone or whatever. But it just goes to show like whenever you believe that there's good in everybody, that you're basically, especially in the addiction world, you're going to get screwed over just because not everybody thinks like you or whatever. But I think that also shows just the vulnerable side of Stevie, and makes you kind of root for her because, she is deep down a good person and wants to believe that everyone else is good too and ends up hurting her in the long run.
Well, and I don't want to put Rocky on the spot here, but I mean, the whole like impetus of this film was like I was sort of having this idea of like, what if we tried to, shoot an addict, like an addicted mother, but almost as like an action hero in a way. And when I first took that idea to Rocky, like that's when she's like, "Oh, well, I should tell you a bit more about my life," because I didn't even know Rocky had spent years as a meth addict. But so as I was going to write the script, she gave me her journals that she kept both from rehab and even some that she wrote like while she was high. And I think that so much of the character I wrote, that's where it comes from, is like because reading her journals, they're not full of stuff. It's not like I love meth, and like
Right.
fuck the world. And
Yeah.
it was very like there was so much pain in them and so much like longing for connection and things you don't have. And it's like, yeah, you do drugs not because they bring you and the world around you down. You do it because they make you feel good when other people aren't making you feel good. And like when you put your trust in people that betray it or whatever, like that's when you know, reach for something to lift you up. But in her journals, there was so much of just like, even when it was like high
Hmm.
chicken scratch, there was such like longing in so many of them, and just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I really think that a lot of what you see is what you get on screen with Rocky and Stevie, because it's so much of what Rocky is in real life. She's one of the most chaotic and fun people that I know, but she has a heart of gold, I believe.
Aw.
Well, I think that's I have to watch like 700 movies a year as a film critic, and it's I'm not complaining about it at all. I absolutely love it. But when you come across something that seems so genuine, this is, I think, a gift that Rocky has been so transparent. I mean, like as a director, a gift, and a writer, a gift to you for her to even want to give you that's a huge vulnerable moment. I don't let people read scribble notes of mine that are in my office because I'm worried they're
Oh yeah,
gonna judge me on
no
them.
way.
But
Yeah.
um so Rocky, like that's amazing. Now I'm gonna have to just watch it again because there are, as much as this seems like kind of a straightforward film about this person that's going through this thing and then people are around them, it's every time I've watched it, and I've watched it 2 times now, you pick up on things that you didn't pick up on before, because there are some big details in this film. And yes, it is about an addict, but there are some funny moments in this film that I laughed out loud as much as I was yelling at the screen about, like, go get that money. Like, what, I was exactly like your friend. I can't remember her name, but the other lady, and she's like, go get that money. I'm like, yes, go get that money. But there's a moment, just kind of getting out of the serious for a minute because I see it over and over, when you go to the party and you guys are about ready to do the slap fight,
Mm.
and
Oh,
you're standing there and something is said and you're like, yeah, you might think that I'm worried. I have nothing left to lose. Like, tell me where I need to go because this is it. Like, I have nothing left to lose. And to me, in that moment, you were saying exactly what you felt. You didn't have anything left to lose. And at that moment, it didn't matter. Like, you've already made all the mistakes for the day that you were supposed to make. And I was like, are they really going to do this slap fight? Because I have seen, like, I've come up on those reels on TikTok when they do the
Yeah.
actual, like, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh no, like that's horrifying. Um, but that scene to me, and right before it was vulnerable as well, because you're like tell her who to shoot. And you're like, yes, like tell me who I can shoot. And it was because you had nothing left to lose. Like if you went to jail that night or if you died that night, like you were so upset that what you were supposed to do that day didn't happen the way it was supposed to go. But at the same time, as much as we felt that from you, we also were feeling excited for you that you got to hit this girl. Now, I don't condone violence, but I was really excited to see this go down. You made us feel in this film like you were the hero, right? Like, who is this girl? Who is this other girl who thinks that you shouldn't get paid for the drugs that you provided them? Like, it was like, talk to me about getting ready for this slap fight. And would you actually do this in real life? Because I want to say that I would say I would want to be that daring, but I wouldn't actually go through with it.
Honestly, I will say this, that probably at my highest point, yeah, I would have done that. Absolutely. If I really, because there's been moments where I'm like, I have absolutely nothing to lose. I've lost everything. You know, my son's not talking to me. My family sucks. I'm already escaped from rehab, so I know the cops are looking for me. So literally, why not? You know, and and at that point too, I'm so loyal to Kai. I'm just wanting Kai to get his money, and so yeah, I would have done that in real life. I really do think I would have.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'll say like I feel like there's enough male action heroes and movies, and it's like they, and especially because of the the southern trashy environment that I grew up in, like women, it's definitely a thing that women fight each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just love giving women the opportunity to beat the shit out of each other on camera. Like, 'cause I think
You opened your
it's
film
like,
up with it. Like that was
it's
crazy.
like, it's like why, yeah, it's like why Kill Bill is like so iconic is because so much of that film is actually just centered
Yeah.
around like women having like Mexican standoffs. And I
Yeah.
just like, I love it. I love, yeah, seeing the opportunity for something like that. And I will say, I won't give away which one, but there's only like there really aren't many, if any, moments that are like lifted straight from Rocky's life that are in the film. But one of the ones that is like beat for beat, like an actual thing that happened to her, is actually a specific fight move that she does in one of the fight scenes where she told me like I did this during a fight, and I'll say it involves stepping on somebody else's back, and that's like one of the few things that's actually lifted straight from Rocky's
Yeah.
life. So when you're like, would you really do a slap fight? I'm like, Rocky Shay would
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah,
do a
she
slap fight.
totally would. Well, before I let you guys go, because I know you have a busy day and I've really appreciated this interview. I really loved the outside moment between your character and the other female character when you are walking up um, to the house and talking about your kids together.
Oh, yeah.
Because it seems like your relationship back and forth through the film was always just kind of I don't want to have anything to do with this person, but you keep getting pulled back together and back together. And then when she gets you out of this house for this specific scene, and you tell her that she did everything that she could because she had been blaming herself for a long time, you have your kid, she doesn't have her kid. Like that whole moment, just as a mom, like take all being an addict out of it. But just the fact that you guys were very similar to each other, and maybe that's, why you felt like you had to butt heads. Maybe that was just the way you guys show love. I have no idea. Some families and friends are like that. You have to give each other a hard time, and that's how you know you like them. But I just thought that was a very touching moment in your relationship with her in the film. I don't want it to go to the back, take a back seat. I want people to pay attention to that relationship because I do think there is something important there that is very subtle but very important. So before we go, can you talk to me about that relationship and the importance of showing some of these moments in the film?
Mm.
Well, for me, like, especially, people say that you don't really meet friends whenever you're in, your height of addiction or whatever, but I think that's a bunch of crap. You do become friends and become close, and you actually do care about people. And, Sherry and Stevie do have that in common with the strained relationship with their kids or whatever, so they share that. But then Stevie's mad because, Sherry betrayed her, and so she kind of holds on to that, but still has that love and really kind of empathy for her, like in the background or whatever. So then at that scene where I'm saying you did good, you did exactly what you're supposed to do, whatever. I think that's just the way of Stevie, letting Sherry off the hook to let her know that she can get rid of that that guilt that we all do stupid stuff whenever we're high and just really understands like where she's coming from and just kind of give her a green light, that it's okay that she did good and and I think Stevie just doesn't want Sherry to get into any trouble because she knows that Sherry couldn't handle it too. So Stevie's kind of the tough one, and so Stevie's like, I'll just let me take it on, and you go home, you're protected. So I think there's love there too. So
Yeah. And like you were saying, when you're in the height of addiction, it's a prime time for people to look down on you. And so it's like, what better place to make friends than with those who are at the bottom of the barrel with you? Because it's like you're in sort of a very vulnerable place where that's the only type of person you feel you don't get judged
right.
by, but in a way you're judging yourself because you're friends with that person who you know from the outside is also an addict or
Right.
something like that, but those end up oftentimes being the only people you can trust
Yeah.
because they're at rock bottom with you,
Yeah. Yeah.
but and I yeah, and just like I said, I love giving women the opportunity to beat the shit out of each other. I will also counter that by saying I love me a good strong female relationship
Yeah.
in films, and as a queer guy, I think I bond with those more than I do buddy romance and bro shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like, so yeah.
One of my favorite moments is when you get to meet the boyfriend at the end.
Mm.
Because it was just like that proud mom moment, like, "Hi," it's like
yeah.
that cute little like wave, like the last 2 days never even happened, like it's me
Yeah.
meeting my son's boyfriend, and it's so cute, and he's just like so like, oh, nice jacket. Oh, it's not yours. Like, oh, that's okay too, just like so like just having that moment that you would have with your kid meeting your kid's significant other any other time in your life. You like you can still have those normal moments
Yeah.
within all of this chaos, which again was my favorite part when it just kind of slowed down. And while you're when you're driving away, I'm not gonna. I was like, "Are you gonna get him his jacket back?" Like, I was really worried about that. I'm like, Are you gonna? How are they gonna get him that really cool jacket back?" Um, but no, it's just there's so many different relationships in the film, and to be able to bring these relationships forward, to be able to introduce an audience to so many different characters and they don't get lost. For me, seeing a film where all of the characters have a purpose of being there is very important. And I believe that every time there was a character on the screen, whether it is a drug dealer or whether it's the drug dealer's girlfriend or whether it is the ex-boyfriend or the people in the diner, which were very specifically there. Again, there are all these details in the film that I appreciated, and I really hope that everyone takes a chance to see this movie, if not once, but twice this year. I appreciate the vulnerability um, on your part, Rocky, and yours, Will, to bring this story out there. It is raw. You will feel all the feelings, good, bad, stressed out. I was in almost in tears at one point, for good and bad reasons. But I really appreciate your guys's different take on something that I think is real for a lot of people. So thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Val. You're
Appreciate that.
you're cooking
Awesome.
right now. Like this has been great. We're
Well,
glad to see
thank you.
someone respond to it.
Yeah, again, I have to watch a lot of things. And so when you see something, and I don't know why I was so surprised that this would be different, but again, like bringing up Requiem for a Dream and all these other films, I'm like, okay, I read the synopsis, I'm going into a film, it's about this thing. And then right off the bat, it was something different.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
when I see her character Rocky, there were moments in the movie I wanted to strangle her myself.
Yep.
And I wanted her, and then there were moments I was like, no, help her. And so again, you feel all of that. And then I felt betrayed for you at least 5 times in this film. I just felt so betrayed for you. So I again, it was really great. I do want to watch it again. When our audience is going to be able to see this film and where?
So our first one is our big premiere is at AFI Fest out here in LA on Sunday at 6 p.m., which we are currently sold out for.
Wow.
Yeah.
There will be a standby line for anyone who wants to try to get rush tickets. But yeah, that's our
Yeah.
premiere, Sunday 6 p.m. Then after that, we're bringing it to the East Coast in Baltimore for the Maryland Film Festival the weekend of November 6th, and we show twice there. It's like Thursday night and Saturday afternoon. And then after that, we are figuring it out. I think we might still be taking it through the film festival circuit a little bit, but then also on in the midst of the distribution talks as we speak. But ideally, we're bringing this to as wide of an audience as possible. It's different trying to in this day and age to feel like we're kind of old school in that we're trying to
Yeah.
sell a raw indie film with no name actors or recognizable celebrities in it. But it's kind of exactly what I've missed from the cinematic landscape, and so I'm hoping that it actually helps be what's appealing about it to
Yeah.
people. So, yeah.
Well, I wish you guys the best of luck this weekend. I will make sure I grab all the dates and put it below on both TikTok and YouTube and the blog and everywhere that this will go. So if you are in those areas, you can check it out. And then I am sure I will get the alert as soon as this film gets picked up and put out for everyone to see. I do think that this film fills a hole, like you said, that we haven't seen for a while. It's not all tidy and pretty. It is exactly what it needs to be. And sometimes we need to look at ourselves in the mirror and without makeup on to be like, yep,
Yeah.
that's what we needed today. And I think this is kind of what this movie is, and it's great. So thank you so much. I wish you the best of luck. And if you guys ever come out to Salt Lake, if you're going to be out here for Sundance, let me know. I will take
Hell
you
yeah.
guys to get some amazing Utah potatoes and jello, and we'll have a day. Look
Awesome.
that up. Look
Don't
that up.
threaten me with a
That's
good
a thing.
time. Right.
Well, thank you
Hell
so
yeah. Thank
much.
you, Val.